Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now, you may have heard, I think we mentioned it a few videos ago, that we'd had some success with our Ephebopus murinus, the skeleton leg. Now this is a spider that we've paired on a few occasions. We've had 2 egg sacs from her and she's eaten both of them. And we were starting to get a bit concerned as to what was going on really, because it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. And then we noticed she'd dropped again, so she'd obviously double clutched on the last lot. So then we were in a really tight position of what do we do? Do we keep going? Do we not? You know, so what we done is we decided to keep basically carrying on as normal with our normal husbandry. So each week I would go in there and I would moisten down the moss and things like this, and everything seemed to be really well. And then literally one day we saw we had babies hanging inside. She had actually come out, and I thought for the worst at first. I thought maybe she'd eaten the sack again, because it seems to be a bit of a common thing with her. And basically, as she moved out of the way, we saw nymphs hanging inside the tunnel. So they'd climbed up onto the top of the tunnel and were literally hanging there like bats. Really incredible to see, really impressive. And so then we were like, wow, this is really cool. So we managed to get a bit of a closer look, and I figured it was only a small sack, and I figured we'd probably had about 30 in there, somewhere around there. So we took the decision. They all looked fine, so we thought we'll leave them to it. Everything seems to be perfect, and we'll see what happens. So then we actually, the other day, we saw one that had molted out and become a sling. So it's now time that we get in there and have a look. We haven't seen much of them. They seem to have disappeared. Now, is that disappeared in there hiding in the back of the burrow, or is that disappeared in totally disappeared? So we don't know. So we're a little bit apprehensive, and we're going to find out what is going on with this spider. Now we've got a tub here because we're expecting slings now. We've got a little tub here. That was lucky, wasn't it? With just a bit of soil in it. So we're going to catch them up and throw them in there so that we can get a count and we know exactly what we've got. Once we've done that, then we can then transfer them out of there into individual sling pots, which is where we will grow them on. Now we did do this once before, and a couple of people mentioned, what's the point of catching them and putting them in there? Why not put them into individual sling pots as you go? And the whole reason being is you guys would get bored after an hour of us messing around and playing around. So what we do is we put them directly into there, and then when we're finished, we then take them out at our leisure and we put them in the sling pots. It doesn't make any difference to the sling. You know, it's not suddenly made home in there. It's just been evacuated from here. So it doesn't make any difference. So it's just really for the ease of the video. Now then, we got one there, literally sat right on the edge. I don't know if you can come over and see that. There is one sling sat right there. Look at that. We should get a nice close-up of that. Come in the top and we see him. That's a lovely looking little sling. Now we're really pleased because we have tried these on numerous occasions and never been very successful. So this is a success. We now have one. At least one anyway. Right, so then we'll see if we can't, don't want it to bolt back down the hole. I want it to come outside. Well, it don't seem to be in any rush, does it? Quite often with these little slings is they're really keen to get going. Oh yeah, it's quite keen to get going now. Look at that green on its bum. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's got like a greeny colour. Right, let's just... Blimey. Wow. This is going to be fun then, isn't it? I wonder... The roach there, we don't want him. That can go into someone else. Just pop that up. Actually, we'll give it to this one. We'll do a video on these shortly. Oh dear. Try and do something simple and it ends up being really hard. Right then. Right, that's interesting. The way that just disappeared into this moss makes me wonder whether more have done exactly the same thing, which might explain why they've disappeared. Yeah. I'm just going to pull that back. Right. Okay. We'll do as camera lady says and we'll get our tray. What we'll do is we'll pull this piece up here. We've got to get into this tunnel, so we'll just plonk that on there for now. Leave it be. We'll concentrate in here. Let's see what we got. Yep, we're going to do that. Patience, my love, patience. We will get there. And so far, we've not seen any slings underneath this stuff. There's another roach. Someone else is going to get a meal. Right. So then, I don't see any slings running around here. Nothing here at all. I was hoping we might have seen one or two, but as you can see, where it's dead flat, the moss has actually laid really flat, so it might never have actually got to it. And as you can see now, we've got a tunnel here, and we've got a piece of cork bark which holds this all up. Let's see if we can't get her to come out. She's in there somewhere. See, that wood goes all the way back. Okay, right. I'm going to have to take the wood up. But be a bit careful of your fingers with these guys, because they are, you can see there, try and take this out in one go. Oh yeah. Pretty sure that is probably the little fella that we saw a minute ago. Now, one of the things that we did do, we were popping roaches in for her, hoping that this would keep her going. As you can see here, where we've taken this out, we've got this complete cocoon of web here, and this goes all the way down to this opening here, which is where she is, just there. What we're going to try and, here goes another one. So that's two. We'll get a proper look at these in a minute. There don't appear to be many though. Which way are you going, love? Are you going to go out, in or out? Here she comes. Oh, there goes another one. Let's just leave her there for a minute. See, yeah, I got him. Yeah. Oh, I had him. There we go. Just place him in there. Right. It's looking a little bit quiet. I say we saw at least 30 odd. So I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing more. Let's see if we can't get her out now. Here she comes. She's very reluctant to leave, as we might imagine. And we'll go the other way. Now, it doesn't look like there's anything in that tunnel. If I turn that around, you can see straight down into that tunnel. It doesn't look like there's any more babies. See anything? Where are they all? You can see she's there. Right in the corner there. There she is. And what we were hoping to do was, we were hoping to be able to get in and have a good look without destroying the actual tunnel. So I think we'll try and get her out just for our own safety. Be nice to have a good look at her as well and see what kind of condition she's in. Oh, I can see another sling right down in the very bottom. Now let's try and see if we can't get her out. Oh, there's another one. She looks in absolutely lovely condition. You notice we're not really getting too much stress from her. There she goes. She's nice and quiet. So we'll put her to a side. We'll have a good look at her in a moment. So we'll put her up here out of the way. Now then, I did see one there. There's one. There we go. And I did see one right down in the very bottom. I'll try and take this out. I did see one down in here actually as well.
There's a cluster of them in that corner.
Oh yes, look at that.
Oh,
yes.
sorry, guys. Hold on.
Look at that. Get in the middle.
There we go.
Yeah. Zoom in. Oh, look at them. Well, that's good news.
Come out so we can get in.
Yeah. Now I think, before I drop that down on there, I think I saw one here. Could have sworn I had one here. Oh, look. Well, that's good news that they're all down there.
It's actually really damp, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it's very, very damp. And that's because this is these are quite a fossorial spider, and they do like a good bit of humidity, and what have you. And I think this may have been the answer to why we got a little bit more success, because we did flood this out quite a bit, and we made it quite wet, and that might just have been. I thought I saw one down there when she was coming out. Yeah, he might have disappeared back. I mean, look at them now. Look at them. They're all huddling up. That's brilliant. Shall we try and get them out? We can get a bit of light on them. Look at them. That's a wonderful little cluster there, isn't it? Marvellous. Well, it's a bit of a shame that we've sort of like we've had to pretty much destroy her home. Let's see if we can't just pull this back a bit. without destroying it. It's always nice to be able to save it if we can. It's not always possible. Right, let's see what we can do. This isn't going to be easy, actually. We might have to see if we can get them to come out, run up the sides. There we go, little fella. You got the idea. Here's one. What's that, 4? Just give them a little nudge. See if we can't get them to run. Here we go. Here he comes. Nope, straight in the pot. 5. Let's take that bit of stick out, haven't we? Oh, tweezers. There we go. Oh, that's a leggy one. Here he comes. Quick, quick, quick. There we go. 6. Couple more here. 7. No, I don't want you going that way. Oh. 8. Is that all of them? It would appear to be all of them. So I think we've had 8 there. I thought there was a few more, but I think that's about it. Right. 8 spiders. Well, not a raging success. And it does sort of beg the question as to where did they all go? We definitely haven't got any more. Just checking the sides now, see if any of them have sort of tunneled away. Doesn't look like it. No, that would appear to be it, guys. No, I don't think so. Normally with little slings, they're pretty good at just bolting out. There's definitely none. I didn't see any in there. And because of the way they make this web, they literally fully line the whole thing. So normally once they're down inside there, they're not actually going to be going anywhere else. They are actually in effect sealed in. So you can normally reckon if you've run out and you're not finding any more, it's a very, very good very good chance that that is actually it. I mean, we are right down to the base now, and there's nothing there. So I think that's it. So I think we've got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of what we possibly thought was around about 30. Which is very unusual. Now, we took a chance there, really, by leaving them in there and letting Mum do her thing. And when we got the first couple of photographs, we could see quite a few. And I wonder whether she's actually eaten some. These all look very, very healthy. So it doesn't point to the fact that maybe You know, maybe they've perished through malnutrition or whatever. It doesn't appear to be the case. These are very, very healthy slings. I'm still looking here because I am absolutely certain I saw one down here when we were catching Mum. Let's see, we can do without losing any. Put the lid on. So you would expect normally when we flick it out like this.
What's on the bottom, Dave?
That's the clay balls.
So they won't be webbing anything.
No. This is the good thing, you see. Although we got the clay balls in the bottom, because of the way they construct their burrow and everything else, to all intents and purposes, when they go down that silk burrow, it is literally a silk cocoon, and they're completely and utterly sealed in there, and that's where they stay. They can't physically break out of there, although she can break it down, but they're nowhere near strong enough. They've not got the power to do anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this all back in place. Try and open that up. She will, in time, she will sort this out and redo it how she wants it done. And what we'll do is we'll cover it back up with the moss and we'll leave it. So I don't think, yeah, we haven't seen anything sort of coming out of there. Lots of isopods, but no, I haven't seen any spiders crawling about. No, that seems okay. So we'll pop that back in there. It might be a case that in a few days' time, if we've missed one or something, we may well see one moving around at a later date, which would be cool. That'd be nice and easy to catch up, I'm sure. More isopods. We didn't see. I think the one that we did have in here, we managed to catch up. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any others. Right, so we'll pop this back in here and leave it be. And at least now we can, when we put her back in, obviously she knows there's something's gone on, and it's going to look a little strange for her. But she'll settle down and she'll soon make all this good. She'll make it right. So then, there we go. We can get rid of that. Fill her water up. Let's get some water. I think her tank is about ready for a really good clean. This is one of the things when we're breeding our spiders, because we don't do a lot with them, then quite often their tanks get really messy. You see all the muck up on the glass, and they can be rather dirty individuals. And as you can see here, this is all the excrement here, and that's because what she does is she comes out to the burrow here, turns around and squirts it up the wall, makes an awful mess. But hey, that's part of spider husbandry. Right then, let's have a look at this girl, shall we? We'll see if we can't have a real close look at her and see what it's all about. Now this is a mature female. We have got another one that's a touch smaller than this one. Here she is. Yeah, come over and have a nice look at her. The other one we have is a touch smaller than this one. One of the things that's interesting with the Ephebopus is their abdomens. When we talk about keeping our spiders in good condition, we're looking at getting our abdomen a similar size to a carapace, or maybe even just a little bit larger. But with these guys, they have a small abdomen even when they're really, really healthy. They only have a small abdomen. So if you get them to a point where their abdomen's really big, then you are in effect having a really large spider. So what we're doing now is we are just hoping to get her to move. That's it, pick that leg up. Now we can see there the abdomen is still in very, very good condition. So we've been feeding her roaches even though she had babies in here. Has she managed to eat a couple of babies as well? We don't know. It's possible. It is possible. I think next time round, if we see them hatch, we'll break in early and we'll take them as nymphs, because I think that might just be the better way of doing things. Now you can see here, we're not getting any aggression or whatever, and we're manipulating her, we're moving her around. This is quite typical of these spiders. They do have a very strong defensive mechanism, but quite often when we get them to this sort of stage where they're in an entirely alien environment, being in the catch cup, they will literally hunker down, and you see how she tries to cover her eyes with her legs and things. She's not, she's trying to be invisible. So what we'll do is we'll put her back in, take her up, and we'll pop her in here, and hopefully we'll get to see her walk. She might be a little bit confused as to where she is, but we'll see. Here she comes. These are absolutely beautiful, beautiful spiders. We don't see a huge amount of them. We very rarely see them fully out, but we often see them sitting in the mouth of their burrow. There she goes. Absolutely, if I turn this around, and we'll see the underside. You can have a little look at that. You see how lovely and dark and velvet she is? You can also probably see here, you can see clearly that she's a female. You see her epigastric furrow there? Yeah. Actually, if I get a bit of light, there you go. You can see her epigastric furrows very, very clearly there. But you can also see now the size of her carapace area compared to the size of her abdomen. They have a small abdomen. And this is very typical of this spider. So what we'll do is we'll flick it around. You get to see a shot of her this way. And you see them really cool markings on the legs, which is where they get their name, the skeleton leg. And you notice now, even though we've been in there, we've caught her up, we've semi-destroyed her home, and yet she's still fairly calm. She's still being really, really well behaved. This is how about how we treat them and how we try and keep things down to a minimum, so we're not unavoidably making too much hassle. Just clear that rubbish out of the burrow mouth there, and then she'll find her way back in there. So what we can do now, we can either leave her like she is and allow her to find her own time, or we can move her down and point her in the direction of her burrow. Either way, as this spider is at the moment, she is not stressed out at all. She's being really, really good. Taking things nice and steady. One of the things that we probably will find tonight, she will go on walkabout and she'll be out and about. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and walk her down a little bit. See if we can't. Here we go. Let's see. You'd be better off on the floor, wouldn't you? Here we are. Because sometimes what happens is when they come out like this, they literally just hunker down and stay in one position. She might well have a drink there. See that isopod moving about? I bet he has plenty of work to do in there with all this muck. Keeps him very busy. Right, we'll leave her be, and then we'll check on our slings, shall we? Let's have a little look at them. Right, let's move this around. And let's see what we got going on here. Look at these. Right. Look at them. Now hopefully the camera can pick up the greens in their abdomens. Absolutely amazing. Look at them. See that colour? I don't know if it picks it up. But yeah, looking at these are very, very healthy slings. We're really, really pleased. Look at that one. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the green shining off of them now. These really are fabulous little slings. Now, I think the fact that we've only got... Oh, you're not going anywhere. Oh, that's it. The fact that we've only got 9, I think we may well keep hold of these and just grow them on and see where we go, because with these guys, it's sometimes difficult to find males. We do have 2 subadult males that are that we've held back and we've kept. So hopefully we can get our girls to molt. Our other female is almost ready. So as soon as our male molts out, we will try her. And then this one here, we will get her to molt, and then we'll see where we go and we'll try again. But this is a success, although a small one. Very interesting to see what happened to them other slings. I got a feeling she may have munched them. One of the things that we did notice was she was very heavy-footed inside the burrow. And it's almost like she didn't know they were there. Now, she would have known, but the way she behaved, she seemed quite carefree about these little slings all around her. Whereas we've seen with other spiders, they tend to, even when they put their foot on a sling, as soon as they feel it, you see they take the weight off. And they're very, very careful. She didn't show the same care. So maybe when they were nymphs and we were feeding her, no, God, look at you. Look at that. See, look, you do one and another one runs and bolts and he's out. There you go, get back in there. So yeah, so they didn't seem to show the same care that we've seen from other spiders, which is quite unusual. So maybe they might have just been damaged when she's come in and out. Like I said, we did keep feeding her roaches all the way through, and she was taking them roaches. And it might have just been a case that they got damaged in between. She may have eaten a couple. I'm pretty sure there's none left in here, but we will keep an eye on it and just to see if any appear. These little ones we got here, these will go into individual pots now. They'll be potted up, and then we can start taking care of them properly, and we'll grow them on. And I think we might just keep them, and we'll grow them on, and we'll see, follow their progress and see what happens. We'll see how easy they are to actually rear as tiny, tiny slings. It should be an interesting little project. So I think that's what we'll do with them. Right, we're going to leave her alone. We're going to put her back up on the shelf, and she can settle down again. She's done her job. And hopefully, all we can hope for now is that we go for more success. So a bigger sack, a different way of doing it. We've learned a lot from this one, and we've managed to conquer some of the troubles that we had before. So we've definitely gone in the right direction. Such beautiful spiders, really cool spiders these. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It's nice to have a bit of success. There's nothing better than opening them up and seeing baby spiders. This is what it's all about. This is what we're trying to do here. We want to see our baby spiders whenever possible. So we're really, really pleased with that. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that came to the Central show in London, in Harrow, this past Sunday. we had a wonderful day, and it was really, really cool to meet up with many, many of you and stop and have a quick chat and what have you. It was very, very busy, so if we didn't get a time to speak to you, I apologise now, but it just means you're going to have to come to another show and come and say hello there. There's plenty of them. And we've got the BTS in May, in literally, I think it's the 24th of May maybe. And that's a lovely, lovely show. If you only go to one show, that's a good show to go to. So, all right then. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.